First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liaoming. Homage to Master Sakya Tsungkung. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubdan Darji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, Guru Padmasambhava. Sumu, Tanzan Capsule, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, all disciples present here and over the internet, our participating VIPs today are Accountant to True Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Teresa, the President of Da Hong Publisher from France, Dharma Sister Sandrine Fong, and Dr. Ryan Zhong. First, I would like to announce for next Sunday, on November 10th, Sunday at 3 p.m. there would be Yellow Jambala Homa Fire Offering Ceremony. And Yellow Jambala's mudra is the Vajra mudra, and the sixth syllable is Zhen, radiating yellow light, the mantra. Om Champala Chalung Chanaya Soha. That's the mantra for Yellow Jambala. So please let everybody knows about the Homa fire offering ceremony of Yellow Jambala. We welcome your participation. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do? Today is the Homa of Guru Padmasambhava. Actually, all Tantric Buddhist practitioners would know that he is the first lineage guru of Tantrayana. And there are two periods of Dharma propagations in Tibet. One is the former propagation period, and then the latter propagation period. And for the former one, the patriarch, the lineage guru, is Guru Padmasambhava. And for the latter propagation period, the lineage guru was Atisha. And Grandmaster Lu has a very close or intimate relationship with Guru Padmasambhava. If you have read my books, you would have known how intimate are we. We are brothers, and we are also guru and disciple. Guru and disciple. And also dot dot dot. I have said that in Grandmaster Lu's brain there is a hidden treasure or dharma. And what is dharma? When Guru Padmasambhava was propagating the Buddha Dharma teaching, he knew that there would be an era of the deterioration of Buddha Dharma. So he used some secret method and he placed them in caves or the lakes, mountains, trees. So that's called dharma. So I would write the inspiration or the insight of my spiritual cultivation on a sheepskin and then hid it in the caves, in the mountains, in the lakes, in the trees, all different places. And for Grandmaster, it was hidden inside his brain. And someone asked Grandmaster Lu, when did he hide the dharma, the quintessence of Buddha Dharma, inside your brain? When did he do it? So let me tell you today. At what time and what place it was being placed inside my brain. You have never heard it before, right? You just knew that inside Grandmaster's brain there is the dharma of Guru Padmasambhava. But you don't know when and where. In my memory, I can say, at that time, the king of Tibet asked Santarakshita, who was also from India, the Tibetan king invited Santarakshita to Tibet, and at that time, every time they set up an altar or mandala or temples, it was being built in the daytime, and at night it was destroyed. So they couldn't never finished it. They encountered lots of obstructions. So the great Guru Santarakshita invited the Tibetan king to invite Guru Padmasambhava to come to Tibet from India. So this Tibetan king did invite Guru Padmasambhava to go to Tibet. And then he offered his most beloved and favorite concubine, which is Ishichogal, to Guru Padmasambhava. So the Tibetan king offered Ishichogal to Guru Padmasambhava, Ishichogal, which will be transmitted next year during the spring blessing ceremony. And on the way from India to Tibet, Guru Padmasambhava subdued many demons and evil spirits. And eventually he got to Tibet, and yet he was still being opposed by the Tibetan ministers because they were all believers of the Bonpo tradition. So they said that the Bonpo tradition is local to Tibet. How can you bring in the foreign belief to Tibet? Because most of the ministers were followers of the Bonpo tradition. Only very few of them follow Buddhism. So more Bonpo and less Buddhist. So the two sides were against each other. So the minister said, Bonpo tradition is belongs to Tibetan, and Buddhism is Indian, and that's a foreign belief. So they wanted to eradicate Buddhism. So the minister believed that the heart and mind of the Tibetan king had been eaten by the demon. And Guru Padmasambhava was is like a broke or a scoundrel or a hoodlum that came from India. Maybe he knew a little bit of tricks, but he did not master any Buddhism, just a little rogue. So they wanted to capture Guru Padmasambhava, judge and killed. So they suggested to the Tibetan king to capture Guru Padmasambhava, judge him and kill him. And Ishichogal, the consort, can be banished to the remote place which was called Loka. So banished her and captured Guru Padmasambhava. Finally, the Tibetan king could not subdue the ministers who were followers of Bonpo, and they were arguing and fighting in the royal court. So the only thing that the Tibetan king could think of is to send off Guru Padmasambhava back to India. he invited him to come, and then now he wanted to send him back to India and give him gold. At that time, for the Tibetans to ask for Buddha Dharma transmission, but the most precious offerings are gold, or golden sand and gold bars. So at that time, Guru Padmasambhava and Ishichoka are practicing or cultivating spiritually at the place called Mayarong. Please raise your hand if you know of this place. The name of this place. You know where it is? You don't know. Then how do you know about this name? It's north of the Samye temple at the Yarlung River. North of that, that was the place where Guru Padmasambhava and Ishichoka were practicing. So the Tibetan king invited Guru Padmasambhava to go back to India. And Ishichoka was to be banished to a very remote place called Loka. And Guru Padmasambhava to be sent back to India. So at this time, when Guru Padmasambhava and the ministers were about to send off Guru Padmasambhava, so they came down from the Mount Mayalung and met with the Tibetan king at a place called Urga. They were meeting there. When they were meeting, Guru Padmasambhava blessed the Tibetan king, and afterwards the hidden treasure, the quintessence of tantric dharma practice, the path instructions and key formulas were hidden inside the Tibetan king's brain at the place called Urga. And then was Ishichoka banished to a place called Locha? No. Did Guru Padmasambhava return to India? No. So at that time, from the ground appeared 13 Yongling earth mothers, 13 of them. It turned out the earth mother, or the earth mother goddess, is not only in Taiwan but in Tibet too. 13 of them appeared in Tibet, and they transformed to become a like a cart made of white light, and Padmasambhava and Ishijoga got onto this cart, and then they flew to the sky. So now I have told you the answer, the palanquin and God. So at that time, in Grandmaster's brain, there is this hidden treasure of Guru Padmasambhava. Because Guru Padmasambhava hid the terma inside the brain of the Tibetan king. And Grandmaster is reincarnated in this life. My brain still contains the terma, the hidden treasure. Simply said, Guru Padmasambhava, the Tibetan king, and Santaraksita are guru and disciples. The trinity of guru and disciples. And in the past life, they were also brothers. In their previous lives, they were brothers. Santaraksita, Trizong Tetchen, the king of Tibet, and Guru Padmasambhava were brothers in their past lives. When they got to Tibet during the former propagation period, Guru Padmasambhava became the guru. Santaraksita was invited from India, and the Tibetan king became guru and disciples relationship. And in this life, Grandmaster was also being attracted and absorbed and taken by Guru Padmasambhava to Nepal, the cave where Guru Padmasambhava practiced, and granted 2 empowerments. But I heard that the ghostly witch also got these empowerments. Of course, this ghostly witch was more superior than Grandmaster because she got exactly the same as mine. The first empowerment that Guru Padmasambhava gave me was taken by mouth and then let out through the secret chakra. And for the second empowerment, Grandmaster's skin pores all opened, and Guru Padmasambhava used his clear light radiance and his rainbow light entered into me through my skin pores. I have written this in my books. And the ghostly witch read it and then copied it. And she claimed that she also got these 2 empowerments. Like Guru Padmasambhava, you can also copy it if you like, that Guru Padmasambhava's mouth open and then you enter and you were eaten by it and you became the monkey king, and then when he urinates then it would be spit out again. That's the first empowerment. And the second empowerment is Guru Padmasambhava radiated light all over his body, and this light entered into the skin pores of Grandmaster Lu. And at the same time, the terma, the hidden treasures inside my brain, surfaced and appeared. Otherwise, how could I have expound Lamdre of Virupa's Lamdre? It's impossible for you to understand these words even if you understand classics. You have to practice it yourself first. I have practiced them before, and they are also inside my brain. That's why I understand. And the same with the Tsongkhapa's development stages, exposition of the development stages of Tantrayana. And that's also very difficult to understand, but I understand, I comprehend them all. The Bodhisattva path to enlightenment is rather simple, but the Tantrayana path is quite complex. It's very difficult to understand. So now Grandmaster is able to explain and expound on the Ngakrim and also Lamdre because Grandmaster has this terma inside his brain. That's why I'm still very grateful to Guru Padmasambhava. So yesterday we were talking about enlightenment. What is enlightenment? But first let me share a joke. If you have succeeded, if you are a successful person in this life, then when you eat vegetables, that's called healthy. However, if you're a failure in this life and you eat vegetables, that's called poverty, wretched. Therefore, as a human being, we should be, just take it easy. That's Taiwanese. But it sounded like vegetable. Play of word, Chinese. Let me tell you, if you have gained enlightenment, what shows in you is just take it easy. Why? Why is this just taking it easy is enlightenment? So in the future when I ask you what is enlightenment and you just say just taking it easy, then all of you would be enlightened. But actually, that is the no big deal for the enlightened ones. In this life, let me tell you from the Heart Sutra, which is the quintessence of it, which is nothing to gain. That's the pith of Heart Sutra. 3 words in Chinese, nothing to gain. That's the highest realm of the Heart Sutra. So I told Mr. Han Kuo-yi, even if you are elected president, it's still nothing to gain. But he replied to me, that's the highest realm. Nobody can do it. It is the highest realm. So in the Mahaprajna Paramita Sutra and the Diamond Sutra and the Heart Sutra, they all talk about these 3 words, nothing to gain. Because you know there is nothing to gain, that's why you just take it easy. Nothing to gain. Is there anybody that can gain anything for real? Actually, every single being in this world wants to get something, and then ultimately they get nothing. You know, the greatest empire in Europe, the Alexandria, the Alexander King the Great, when he passed away, when he left the world, he showed his two big hands to show people there was nothing. He had nothing. Really, like your wealth, after you die, you don't have it anymore. And your title and position, the highest one is presidency. But at the end, it's gone. Like in America, many presidents, they got to the highest point and they thought they got something, but when they got down, it's gone. The presidency is gone. They don't have anything anymore. So the president is the highest title and position. No more, none higher than that. That's the highest status, right? And for beauty and for health, and you try to take care of it, maintain it, but one day you still age. When you are old, look at the beauties of the past. When they age, they look really ugly with wrinkles and crooked mouth and slanted eyes, and the skin become yellowish and with wrinkles, and it's horrible. And they became swollen, and when they were young and they were handsome. And I have a photograph here that I like to show everyone, but I cannot get it out. This is a photo of me when I was young. You can see it on the screen. Yeah? It's broken? The monitor is broken? Yeah, zoom it. Wow. This is Grandmaster Lu in his 20s. And now someone printed my youthful photo and gave me one, so I just keep them to keep a nostalgia of the handsome past. A human being grow old, You cannot keep your beauty. When someone is in her 20s, of course, she's a young lady. When she's in her 70s, that would be old lady. Her hair is completely white. That the past it was golden hair or white hair, they were gone. And not only that, they all fell off and they naturally became a bhikshuni or ani. Doesn't matter, even if you artificially plant hairs there, the beauty is gone. You know, Master, the Venerable De Hua claimed that she was a beauty when too before, but look at her now. Please stand up and show everyone. The beauty of the past now have become like the Venerable De Hua. Time is quite scary. You cannot keep it. You cannot get it. You thought by ingesting some collagen and stuff that you can keep it. No. The same with money. You cannot keep it. Nobody can really have the money. And you cannot use the money. Nobody can get anything or can bring anything with them. So it can only be a memory. So wealth, beauty, name cannot be kept. Those belong to the world. Those are worldly. When you leave this world of things, then everything is gone. That's why there's nothing to gain. If you understand this, then you're close to enlightenment. That nothing to gain became no big deal, and no big deal becomes taking it easy. So that's how we live our life. Just be easy, take it easy. I said that yesterday. It's fine if you want to follow to Buddha school or you want to abandon to Buddha school. It's okay if you want to become a disciple of Grandmaster or not. It's none of my business. It's okay. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant to me. The most important thing is for me to make sure that I practice until attainment. Like if you don't respect the Guru, you don't treasure the Dharma, and you don't practice diligently, like what Guru Padmasambhava said, how could you have attainment? How could you be reborn into a better realm? It's very simple. The important thing is to practice yourself. So everything is ever changing. Everything is impermanent. It was spoken by the Buddha. Suffering, emptiness, impermanence. That's what human life is all about. Suffering, empty, and impermanent. Because once you get it and then you lose it, that's suffering. It's the same with money. Once you get it and then you lose it, then you suffer. Or if you marry the most beautiful wife, it's all the same. And when you get it and then you lose it, then you suffer too. everything is suffering. Everything is impermanent and empty. So that's the concept I was talking about yesterday. And today I would like to talk about accepting the nectar in contemplation. Practicing this way does not give rise to faultlessness, or when faults do not occur anymore. This is not because the spiritual experiences have declined. It is the fault of the decline of the mind qi, or the cause of the practice.
你可能还是告诉 Michael 一下吧，这个声音很难听。
In general, if one takes in the faults of all practices, the three are the exhausted, the pitfall, and the lost. The exhausted one discovers efficacy based on the meditation of the 9 states. The lost one seeks by means of causes and conditions and loses the practice. These two are known somewhere else. Here, only the exhausted one can be trained, like a skinny horse, to receive the nectar. And there are a total of 7 Dharma practices, briefly as follows. And we will... Okay, let me read this. Giving rise or not to meditation, which are the 5 nectars, and nectar from arising to the discovery of one of the benefits, and nectar from one of the ability to eradicate faults. So the nectar mentioned here, we can say that it came from these places: the exhausted, the pitfall, and the lost. And the pitfall, or the downfall, like if you seize a city, then the city is in downfall. So today we practice Buddhism in order to be liberated from rebirth or reincarnation, because the rebirth is within the 6 rebirth realms. That's no good. So the pitfall or downfall is through the 9 meditation. There are 3 realms, which is the realm of desire, realm of form, and realm of no form. And these 3 realms are divided into 9 parts. Then that would be the 9 states of meditation. Because in your Dharma practices, you would feel exhausted. You would experience great bliss, and the realm of great bliss, and you don't progress further, and you just enjoy your great bliss, you stay there, then that's only the realm of desire. Because in the realm of desire there is great bliss. And if you stop there, at most you reach is the realm of desire. But if you progress further in your spiritual cultivation and you generate the clear light radiance, and you're attached to it, and you like that, and you stay there, stay in the clear light radiance, then you are in the realm of form. For example, Liang Yong, Master Lian He, said that he wanted to watch the aurora in the North Pole. He said when he came back to Seattle, when he comes back to Seattle, he would go to Alaska to watch the aurora. And also Dharma Sister Xiao Yue, Rachel had gone there too. But I said, this light, the northern light or aurora, is already inside your body. Why do you have to go to the North Pole to watch it? So if you have reached this realm, then your body is the aurora. So if you are addicted to it and you are attached to it, it's very radiant, then that's only the realm of form. You know, the heavenly beings in that realm, they don't need to speak. They just shine a light, and the other beings would know what that means. So the lights are the means of communication, or the sounds. So they keep blinking the lights in different colors, and that's the language between them. That's the heavens of light and sound. You don't know about what's going on in the heavenly realms. There, you don't need to talk. In the human world, there's the different languages, Chinese and French and Spanish, Germany, and Mandarin and Fukienese, Cantonese, Taiwanese, etc., etc. So many different languages. But if you reach the realm of form, there is no need for you to speak. All you need to do is to shine light, and they all know what that means. So you communicate, you have dialogues using light. That's in the realm of form. The heavenly realm made of clear light. That's the true paradise, all light. If you progress further and you enter the realm of emptiness, that's the realm of no form. With slight consciousness. So timeless and spaceless, but just tiny little bit left. So just a slight consciousness left, the rest are infinity. So infinite emptiness. Akanishta heaven? The heavenly realm of no thought and no non-thought. That's the highest realm of emptiness. And altogether is the 9 realms. So when you are meditating, the bliss that you generate, if you generate bliss, that's the realm of desire. If you generate clear light, that's the realm of form. And if you generate emptiness, that's the realm of no form. But if you fall into this bliss, clear light and emptiness, then that would be the downfall. And what is the lost one? The lost one seeks by means of causes and conditions and loses the practice. So these 2 points will be discussed later. And only the exhausted one can be trained like a skinny horse to receive the nectar. So although you have the meditative stability, but your body or your mind, your thoughts have gone and your chi is gone, that's the exhausted one. You become a skinny horse. So in meditation, Sakyamuni Buddha too became a skinny horse under the Bodhi tree. When he did not get up, all he ate was tiny seed, and he was just bones in skin. Right? Have you seen a photo of Sakyamuni Buddha? It's like rib cages. You know, the rib cages, the ribs that we eat nowadays still have lots of meat. But when Sakyamuni Buddha became like a rib, that's just bones and skins. So that's the skinny horse. So you have to train or to nourish the skinny horse to receive the nectar. The same with Sakyamuni Buddha. When he was so starved and skinny, there was a shepherd's daughter that fed him the sheep or goat's milk to nourish him. That's the nectar. And there are 7 methods or Dhamma practices for this, and which I will talk about next time. During math class, the teacher said, okay, students, let's review the multiplication table. So 3 times 7 is, but in Chinese, that's 21, right? But the play of words in Chinese, 3, 7, 3, 7, 21, 2, 7, 14. Okay, Xiaoming. And Xiaoming stood up and said, 3, 7 in Chinese sounded like 3 wives and 4 concubines. That's also an idiom. That person is very rich and he has lots of wives. My grandfather was also very wealthy, and he had the wife, 1 formal wife and 5 other wives. Grandmaster is very envious of my grandpa. But for my father, he could not even have more than 1, not even 1 wife, because he was very poor. So, like it's written in Lamdre, if you practice until your mind chi is exhausted, that's called the exhausted one, then what should you do? Then you should be nourished. If you have money, then you can. Then you're able to support yourself. But if you don't, then you're in remote caves, then you have to go around asking for food. So in our meditation practice, it's very important to pay attention to our health and lifestyle. There are two fans, like football fans, that were arguing with each other, and A said, if the team one wins, that my family name can be turned upside down, and B said, if team 2 wins, then you can turn around my family name left to right, up to down. And then A asked B, what's your family name? It's Tian family, which is like squares. So you can turn it up and down, left to right, and it's all the same, still the same. And then the other one asked, how about your family name? Wang, or King in Chinese, which is if you turn it upside down, it's still the same character. And I said it. Her name is Lin Zilin, and you can say my name backward, and Lin Zilin is still Lin Zilin. So Tantric Dharma is indestructible. That's why it's called the thunderbolt or diamond Dharma practices. It is indestructible. So in Grandmaster Spiritual Cultivation, I have practiced that my heart, my wisdom is very, very robust and is indestructible. Don't think that Grandmaster is old already. Oh, he's no good anymore. So there was a someone called Tang Ke, and he told a girl, don't follow Grandmaster, follow me, because Grandmaster is old already, and I was still in my 60s then. Hey, Grandmaster's in his 60s already, he's no use anymore. Don't follow him, follow me. His name was Tang Ke. Where is he nowadays? Is Grandmaster old? Of course old. How could you say no? See, I showed you the young man's photo. That was young man. When I was a young man, I was useless. I have not practiced the Tantric Dharma. And the most useful time is you said it, not me. A forgetting old man got on the train, and the officer came to check the ticket, and the old man couldn't find the ticket all over his body. It happened to us often. I remember placing the ticket inside the pocket, but just couldn't find it. And then the officer said, don't worry, it's okay, we'll just get you another one. But the old man said, but I'm forgetful. If I don't find my ticket, I don't even know where I'm going. You're laughing now, but when you're really old, then when you leave your home, you don't know how to go back home. You know, forgetful, and you just can't find your way back home. My dad told me this. He rode his bike and rode south, and he wanted to go back to Taichung, the Jingwu villa. That was my residence before, and I let my father live there after I left. So he was riding his bike all the way to the south until where? To Changhua. From Taichung to Changhua. And he asked other people, where's my home? How would I know? Where's my home? Well, let's check your documents. Do you carry anything? But he couldn't find anything on him. So he was riding the bike by himself all the way to Changhua, and he couldn't find his home. He has lost his memory then. But good thing it came back. At least he thought of, okay, so where is the Taichung train station? So he rode back to the Taichung train station, and then from the train station he remembered how to go back to his home, to the villa. So that happened to my dad. So at that time my dad was still 68, so he had this amnesia already. But good thing now I still remember where my home is. A city was about to have a competition about lying, and the rule is heads of government offices, of politics, or the finance. And then the explanation was that to make sure a fair competition, we should disallow the professionals. So you understand? This means that politicians are professional liars, and the heads of government offices also the worst liars, and also the head of the finance department too. So Buddhists should not lie, should not lie. That of all the precepts, we should at least abide by the 5 basic precepts, and one of them is never lie. And all of Grandmaster's Dharma teachings are truthful. None of them are lies. That's all for today. Om Mani Padme Hum.